Ada L. Harris may have been Ada Leonora Harris, born in 1859, who wrote some 187 stories for various British magazines, and died in circa 1943. Her first novel seems to have been the 1890 Mine Own Familiar Friend, A Tale of a Secret Society, while her 1896 A Widow on Wheels is a romp of village affairs, with the scandalous centerpiece of a woman riding a bicycle. We are concerned with her 1906 The Sin of Salome. It begins with the city being covered by posters bearing a single word, Salome. No one has any idea who it may be, and when a few members of a gentleman's club ask their fellow Verschoyle, he rebuffs them angrily. At the same time, his young friend Elliot is determined to go and see the performance, despite Verschoyle's many hints and attempts to dissuade him. Salome is the final act on the program. A fountain spouting water like blood accompanies the arrival of a twisted ancient crone, using a psaltery to accompany the arrival of Salome, the Scarlet Woman. The woman's lascivious dancing and imperial gaze fascinates Elliot, and he goes to await her at the stage door after the performance, among a huge crowd of other men, despite Verschoyle's repeated protests. But instead Salome and the ancient gibbering woman named Zillah pass them both by and disappear down an alley. Now Elliot is to be married to his childhood friend Hebe in 6 months, and is at first trying to dispose of his fascination with Salome, but he keeps going to the performance again and again, Verschoyle seeming to have his own reasons to want to stop him. Then he sits Elliot down and tells him how, 20 years before, Verschoyle's brother Jeff was fascinated by a mysterious dancer named Salome and ended up cutting his throat, and how a Frenchman at that time spoke to Verschoyle of having lost his own son to a dancer named Salome another 20 years back, who also cut his throat, as did an archduke at the same time. Elliot refuses to believe it, but he overhears people from his own club recount the testimony of a man who is almost 100 years old, who insists it's the same dancer he saw in his youth. Then one night he is lured into an alley, and meets Salome and several other very pale men, one of whom oddly resembles Verschoyle, and is made to promise to give her anything she wants, before throwing his goblet straight through one of his companions and waking up. Arriving at Verschoyle's, he is being followed by a very tall, pale man, who covers his throat and makes weird signs at Verschoyle in the window. Verschoyle has Elliot read something he found in the library, concerning a medieval legend of a woman being thrown into a frozen lake and dancing in the freezing water as the ice slowly severed her head. I admit this part is rather vague and does not connect as many dots as it should. The next day, Elliot's maid says she saw a shriveled, ghostly hand in the hall, just as a mysterious phial of attar of roses was deposited in his room, the same perfume used by Salome. When his fiancée and her father arrive for a visit, Elliot tries to play the part of the dutiful lover and gives Hebe the phial before going to see Salome again. There he and Verschoyle see an old Frenchman who throws a Molotov onto the stage to get vengeance for his dead son. Many get trampled to death trying to escape the burning theatre, but Verschoyle and Elliot do get away, before Elliot gets a telegram saying Hebe is dead. You see, he didn't think it was a bad idea to give the sickly girl the phial, coming so obviously from Salome, and as she slept with the gift beneath her pillow, Hebe was found dead the following morning. Trying to keep watch over him, after Elliot said he saw a strange, mangled, gibbering shape in his stairway, Verschoyle falls asleep, and then is confronted by the Scarlet Woman, who mocks his pitiful attempts to save her prey, and promises to return forever and ever, before Verschoyle runs into the bedroom to find Elliot dead. The novel is quite amusing, but toward the end, Verschoyle begins to act a bit like a fool, not crediting his own investigation into Salome, and treating Elliot's worries as mere phantoms.